Well, the great thing about writing the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness with Gucci Man is Gucci Man is awesome. And he's a very smart and very business oriented and very focused guy. So when we would talk and when we were working on the book, it was great because I saw one of the tweets he had done, which was "Nobody cares, work harder." And when I was asking him about that, he was like, "Oh, I got that from Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens." And being from Maryland, the Ravens are my favorite team. So that was just incredible that Gucci had seen Lamar Jackson talking about this, "Nobody cares, work harder." And then we ended up putting it in the book and shouting out how he had gotten it from Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. So I got to put that in the book. And that ties into the lesson of the bottom line is nobody cares, work harder. And I already knew that. And that's why I don't, even though I do it, of course, I try to keep my complaining and my worrying and all that stuff to a minimum because nobody cares at the end of the day. You know, work harder, figure it out. And that's something that, regardless of all the positives and negatives of life in America, the bottom line is we are in a results-based world. And that's something that the book, The Gucci Man Guide to Greatness, really helped me remember, focus, recalibrate, and re-understand and reappreciate through talking to Gucci. Because look at Gucci Man's life. We talk about it a lot in the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness, but his journey is astounding. And the level of success that Gucci Man has been able to achieve is remarkable. And a lot of that we talk about in the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness, how he really changed his mentality and changed his outlook and changed his focus. And he details that, or we detail that in the book, The Gucci Man Guide to Greatness, because that's the whole point of the book, is these are several lessons and several things that will really help you change your life and turn your life around and help you become a better person, whether you're a dentist, whether you're a florist, whether you work at McDonald's, whether you're a trash man. Doesn't matter. If you approach your business personally as this, whether you're a business owner or an employee, the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness really shows you how to improve your life. And that's business-wise, but it's also personal, because I'm a firm believer that everything that we do is connected to everything else we do. And in the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness, we have these different categories where we talk about family, we talk about mentality, we talk about work ethic. These are sections of the book, but they're all tied together because your family affects your work ethic, and your work ethic is affected by your family. It's all interconnected. And that's what the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness really does. And Gucci is so insightful and so powerful. And it was great working with them on this book because we knew what the deadline was, and the deadline was set before the pandemic kicked in, but it was, into the pandemic. So we knew nobody's going to care. It's a pandemic. This book is scheduled. The book is supposed to come out, and we got to turn it in. So we had started working on the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness right before the pandemic hit, but the Simon & Schuster, the publisher of the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness, didn't say, we're just going to shelf this. We're not going to. No, nobody cares. Now we got to work harder. We got to figure this out in the middle of the pandemic because the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness is going to come out. It has to come out. And nobody cares that it was written and done in a pandemic. It's got to be great. And so Gucci Man, gave a tremendous amount of insight. And we had a lot of phenomenal conversations while working on the book. And from the reviews that I've seen on Amazon, and people hit me up on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all these different things, like, knock on wood, and thankfully people love the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness. So I'm very excited. And it seems like it's the type of book that could last for years because these are universal truths. And Gucci in the book compares the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness to the Bible because he's looking at it like words of wisdom, and words of wisdom tend to be timeless. So obviously the Bible's lasted several thousand years. So we're hoping that this book could last at the minimum several hundred. So we'll see. Well, we do have one related thing to him that I'm working on now. So yes is the answer. We got a few things that we're going to be trying to do, and hopefully more books and other stuff together. But yes, there are some things we're, knock on wood, going to be doing in the near future, Gucci and I together. And it's because of the Gucci Man Guide to Greatness. It was great working with him, and he's very focused. So, if we're going to, talk or meet or whatever at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, it's happening. And it was only rarely that, we had to delay or postpone. But that's how the book was able to get done efficiently, because he was very dedicated to it, and Gucci's very, very focused. So it was great, man. And yes, if all goes well, we got at least a few other things in the pipeline with Gucci Man and me, building off the success of Gucci Man Guide to Greatness.